Hi and welcome to Lisburn Distillery TV, episode 14. I'm Colin Hopkins.
And I'm Lydia Campbell, and in this week's show we will be hearing from February 2017's Player of the Month.
We'll also be looking back at the highlights from another disappointing result for the Whites on Saturday, as well as having a post-match interview from Jody Lynch.
We will then be hearing some of the feedback from our club supporters on what their thoughts of the season are so far.
And finally, we'll be looking at this week's Premier Intermediate League matches and seeing exactly how we're getting on with the Colin vs Lydia forecast challenge.
So first up on tonight's show, we're going to be announcing the Echlinville Distillery Player of the Month for February 2017. So who was it, Colin?
Well, I'm pleased to announce that the winner of the Echlinville Distillery Player of the Month for February 2017, and the first player to actually win it for the second time, was skipper Stephen Curley.
Super. I think it's fair to say it's been a very difficult month for Lisburn Distillery. You know, it's been difficult performances week in, week out.
Yeah.
Why do you think the supporters actually selected Stephen for this?
I think they probably selected Stephen because a low performances all around have not been as good this month by every member in the team, I think I'd prefer to say. But I think Stephen does still lead by example. He's captain. He hurts big time when that team loses. I mean, on Saturday he was absolutely gutted when we lost the game against Newington, to be honest, you know, and he really wants, above all other people, just to really turn things around. I think people like that attitude in a player, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, when you look at traditionally the role of a captain, yeah, it's brilliant. You're the one who gets to lift the trophy when you win something, but it's also the player who needs to carry everyone.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think Stephen's the man to do that. And you saying about how I'm hurting.
Yeah.
His interview a couple of weeks ago was exactly that.
Yeah.
It was saying, you know, win as a team, lose as a team.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. That's just what people like.
I think if we are going to get out of the hole we're in at the moment, I think we have to call on our experienced players, to be honest, to really sort of, you know, take us out of this situation. I mean, the young players, great young players, but it's new to a lot of them, and they're still sort of learning their trade in terms of that side. So we are allowing an awful lot of experienced players. So that's why it's good to see Stephen win the award.
Yeah, definitely. Well, with that in mind, David Hunter caught up with Stephen Curley after the game and after the announcement of the Echlinville Distillery Player of the Month, and here's just what he had to say.
Stephen, thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. Congratulations, first of all, on your Echlinville Distillery Player of the Month award for February. I know when we were here in October, November, whenever you won the October award, it was a bit of a surprise to you, and I think perhaps today you were a bit more surprised.
Yeah, absolutely. After a bad month for the club and for us as players, you know, I was actually surprised, and we got embarrassed because we've only won one game in February. But you know, I'm delighted as well. The supporters are picking me for it, so I'm delighted for it. You know, they're recognising me on the pitch. So I'm delighted.
Well done. I say it hasn't been easy the last number of weeks. Today, unfortunately, it was another defeat at the hands of Newington. But on the positive side, and I think there is one in the second half, we did a little bit better. We got to go back, and perhaps we weren't that far in the end from maybe nicking a point.
Yeah. Go 2-0 down, get a penalty, go back and they go beyond it and score. And it sort of knocked the stuffing out of us coming off at the end of the first half. Second half we were a lot better.
Yep.
Jody asked for a response from every single player, and I think he got that. But unfortunately we just couldn't get the end 2 goals to get a draw. So, you know, it's just a nightmare at the minute. We can't get a win. And that's our first goals, as you say, that's our first goal from the start of February.
Since the start of February against Bangor.
That says it all, doesn't it, really?
Yep.
But to have such a bad month, and for me to get Player of the Month, obviously I'm delighted.
Okay, now this month we don't have a bottle for you, but our friends down at the Echlinville Distillery, you're going on a bit of a journey, as it were, because not only are you away on holiday next week, but the prize this month is a visit for 2 down to Echlinville for one of their tours. You'll get shown around the distillery and a bite to eat and a bit of sampling. So you will be looking forward to that in the better weather down Kirkcoven direction.
Oh, yeah, well, hopefully it's a bit of better weather anyway than we've had the last 24 hours.
Yes.
So me and her will go down and we'll enjoy it.
Good for you. Okay, thanks, David, for taking the time to come up here this afternoon. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
So Colin, another difficult one. You know, I'm saying that too much at the minute. I think 4 games, 4 defeats. which is hard to take considering how optimistic we were maybe this time 4 weeks ago.
Very much so. Saturday was another game of, for me anyway, sort of sheer frustration. The game started badly. We conceded a goal from a badly conceded penalty very early on in the game, only maybe 3 or 4 minutes on the clock. You're 1-0 down, all of a sudden hoping that you're going to get something out of the game. You're sort of chasing the game and giving yourself a bit of a mountain to climb. Then a few minutes later, not that long later anyway, we sort of we allow one of their players to run more or less 20 yards unchallenged, walking into sort of the penalty area, picking a spot, put it in the bottom corner. You're 2-0 down and you're going, oh no, here we go again, to be honest. And against the Newington side, you're not a bad side, but they're certainly not the best side we've come up against. But we're 2-0 down. We then get a lifeline, get back into the game. We get a penalty kick following the foul on Aaron Harris. McMurtry steps up, confidently dispatches the ball in the back of the net. 2-1. All of a sudden, hopes are raised. You think we're back into this game, and then we create the Cardinal Centre football. Basically, that we concede within a minute of the restart, to be honest. So all of a sudden, from back in the game, you're right back to square one, if not back further. Second half started okay for us, and then we had a player sent off in Jamie Peoples, who was sent off for a 2-footed challenge, which was probably fair and realistic about it. But to the players' credit, I know the one positivity that came out of Saturday's game was really the fact that the 10 men played quite well after that, to be honest, despite the fact they were struggling, against one man less in the team. They were trailing 3-1, but they played quite well. And we did create chances towards the end. A couple of chances we were unlucky with. We did put one back through a fantastic free kick strike from Johnny McCall, one of his trademark specials, which we came to expect. All of a sudden you're back to 2-3. You have a chance of getting back into the game, but unfortunately time was to run out and it just wasn't happening today.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think the younger players are finding for the first time what it's like in senior football, but I think it's down to our experience, guys, to get this back. But if you weren't at the game on Saturday, we now have the match highlights, and afterwards you will get to see an interview from one of those more experienced players in Jody Lynch.
Well, Jody, first of all, welcome back to the team today. Unfortunately, you've came back on a disappointing result.
Yep. I know the last few weeks we've been shocking. Just not at it. We haven't been at it at all. And the second half was good, but still wasn't good enough. It was too late.
What do you think's been the problem the last few weeks?
I think it's, to be honest, I think it's just losing players. The defence. Big Wardle's not there no more. Podrick's injured. We're just trying to do what we can to cover. You know.
To a certain extent, we're going to be looking probably at the experienced players such as yourself to try and take us out of the current hole. So, does that put more pressure on your shoulders?
No, not really. It's just we're all with youth in there as well. We're all experienced in there. I think. Just we all just need to dig deep now. We're on the fringe now, so we need to dig deep and get a couple of results.
Next match round is away to Limavady. Couldn't be any harder. League leaders who had another 5 goals today, and it's going to be very difficult getting a result up there.
Yeah, well, it's just like when we're down to the bare bones, where Newry as well went down there and we dug deep. We had to bring in a couple of under 20s, and we got a result down there with 10 men. So I don't see why we can't go and get a result. This league, you know what this league's like. You can be anyone can beat anyone. Okay,
Jody, listen, thanks very much for your time today.
So Colin, how are we going to turn this around?
I think the one thing we've highlighted already on the show, and I'll highlight it again, is that the importance of the more senior, experienced players really battling hard to pull the club out of this current situation, and to convey to the younger players, just what the mentality is required just to sort of take us out of this particular hole we're at the moment. Yeah,
I think you're right. It comes down to those experienced guys, those leaders in the pitch, who are going to be our leaders. And we've already mentioned Stephen Curley. He is an absolute model of a leader. We need some of the other guys as well. Not that they're not doing that, but I think it's time now to really step up. And I think that football's a game of confidence. I really do, and I think it takes one thing to change. But I think the practical side of things, what we need to do is score the first goal. I think
easy said.
I know it is. You're right, but when you concede a goal so early, it straight away it wins you. It essentially wins you. It's like taking a punch to the stomach, and that's you down straight away. I think what we need to do is tighten up at the back, get that first goal, get through those first 10 minutes, and then see what happens after that.
The Whites have no game this particular Saturday. They've actually a Saturday off, but they do return to action on Saturday week, which is Saturday 18th of March. Difficult game, and that they have to travel to the league leaders Limavady. We'll have details on that particular match next week, and we'll also be giving you details and travel information for supporters who wish to make the journey down to Limavady on the day. So next up in tonight's show, we thought it'd be interesting to find out exactly what the Distillery support have thought of the season so far.
So with this in mind, Colin went out with his roving camera on Saturday just to hear what they had to say.
It's been a very improved season so far for Distillery, and I'm very happy with the commitment, work rate of the young lads that have come in.
The season is going very well. I'm pleased with it, the way it's going compared to the last 2 or 3 seasons. Very happy.
And for the season, well, Distillery have been good at the first part of the season. This past couple of weeks, it's a bit of a downfall.
So far, the season for the Whites, I think it's been quite a good season. Disappointing last year's results, but hopefully next season push on, get somewhere. So hopefully promotion next season. Mac and George done good job this year.
So far this season, I think it's been going pretty well. So it has. We're sitting top 6. Hopefully we can improve on that there. I think the management team is doing well. Brought in a few good players there. Overall, I think the season's going pretty good.
Next up in tonight's show, we will be reviewing last weekend's Premier Intermediate League fixtures, as well as looking ahead to the games that are taking place this weekend.
Outside of the Lisburn Distillery match last week, there were only 2 Premier Intermediate League games that took part. The first one saw Limavady thumping Donegal Celtic by 5-0 to continue their recent fine run of form. And another match, Dundalk and Sport Leisure fought out a 1-1 draw.
If we look at the league standings after last weekend's round of games, then we can see that Limavady have extended their lead at the top of the table, while the Whites' defeat has seen us drop into the lower half of the table, but still within touching distance of the top 6.
Okay, but more importantly today, how's that affected our challenge this week?
Well, only 2 games, one called off.
Yeah.
You got a massive 1 point, and I also got a massive 1 point. So it's been a draw last 2 games, but this weekend a wee bit better. We got a score draw rather than a 0-0 draw.
Okay.
But that means that I'm still in the lead. It is now 17 points to 11.
So the clock's still ticking down.
Yes,
I need to start getting
so
results.
the Fulham shirt is getting closer, Colin.
Well, we'll believe that when it happens. Anyhow, let's look ahead to next week's fixtures.
Yes,
so if
let's
you've got
have
the
a
fixtures
look.
there with you,
Yes,
so
and I also have the league table again because I need to, do my homework.
swatting.
Yes, absolutely. So let's see. So the first game is actually Tuesday night. It's tomorrow night, but when this goes live, it will have already taken place. Sorry, that's very complicated.
Basically what you're trying to say is that there's a match, we record this on a Monday night, there's a match tomorrow night, Tuesday, so before this show goes live, this match will be played, but we're going to forecast it now and include it as part of the forecast.
Sorry about that.
You're first up.
Right, okay, so Limavady against Moyola. I'm going for it. Limavady 5, Moyola 0.
I think they'll win. I don't think they'll be as comfortable as you make it out to be, and I say they're going to win by 3-1.
3-1, right, okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Next one then is, these are Saturday games then,
Saturday,
Newry v Tobermoor.
Newry on a decent run lately. They have currently moved into second place in the league. Tobermoor haven't said that need a few points. Can they do something on Newry? I think they might struggle a bit. I'm going to go for Newry 2, Tobermoor 0.
Okay, well I'm going for a similar Newry to win again, but looking at the goals conceded, they, swatting, they've scored the same amount, or they've conceded the same amount, so I'm going Newry City 2, Tobermoor 1.
Okay. Third game next week is a massive game at the bottom of the table, and that's Sport and Leisure entertain Queens. That's the bottom 2 sides playing off against one another. You call that one?
2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. I personally think Queens might just nick this one. I'm going to go Sport and Leisure 1, Queens 2.
Okay, fair enough. Next up then it is Battle of the Bees, Bangor v Banbridge.
Bangor versus Banbridge at the Bangor Fuels Arena. Banbridge on a bad run at the moment, as are quite a number of the teams in the league, it has to be said. Bangor on a much better run, home advantage. I still think we're going to head for a draw on that, 2 each.
Okay, I am going to go for Banbridge. I think Banbridge are going to bring it back, but it's going to be close. And I'm going to say Bangor 0, Banbridge 1.
Okay, low scoring game. And the final one then?
Moyola versus Dundalk. So we've obviously already covered Moyola, but that's a Tuesday night game.
Yeah.
So for Tuesday's game, after their 5-0 drubbing to Limavady that I've predicted, I'm going to say they're going to get going to pick up a point. It's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Moyola, Dundalk at Moyola. I can see Moyola just about edging that one. I'm going to go Moyola 2, Dundalk 1.
Oh, right, okay.
So we'll see how all those results pan out. Give you a full update on the Colin versus Lydia challenge next week, and hopefully by that stage the Whites will have moved maybe further back up the table, even though they're not playing on Saturday.
Oh yeah, fair point. That's just about it from another episode of Lisburn Distillery TV.
Yes indeed folks, just to remind you that next Saturday, that's Saturday the 11th of March, is the final day on which you can place bids for their current auction item, which is a signed Lisburn Distillery 2008 Intertoto Cup shirt.
Yes, this is the shirt in question, and it is signed by then Lisburn Distillery player Colin and represents a really important time in the club's history.
Yes indeed folks, and if you'd like to bid on the shirt, the current bid is currently £80, so you need to advance that if you want to be in the running. You can do so by placing your bids either directly through the email address on the screen, or indeed you can contact us straight through our Facebook page.
So that's just about us, folks. Colin and I would just like to thank you for your continued support and for watching tonight's show.
On next week's episode, we have a true distillery legend making his debut on the show. Not giving any names away, but we look forward to that. In the meantime,
come on, you Whites.